Hello, hi and welcome everybody. Ruth here at artfulstampin.co.uk, carrying on my enjoyable play from last night. I've been just trying to perfect the technique really with so this is a media plate. So if you're joining me for the first time, I may be referencing a video that I filmed last night. So do go back and check that out. So this morning I've been playing with applying the ink and how much to apply and what effect that has on the outcome. So I've realised that less is definitely more. Okay, and what I mean by that is that if you keep applying more and more ink to the jelly plate, it oversaturates it somewhat. Okay, so I'll show you the results. So this is the first one that I did, and I think I re-inked, I put the brayer to my ink pads 3 times, and it ends up with almost too much ink on there, and it kind of, it just oversaturates it, and you end up with these kind of like bubbles of ink colour. So then this was my second one. Now, unfortunately, I've gone and stamped all over it, but this section here, you can see it's much smoother. I've actually added extra speckles and things to it to make it look speckly. So there we go. That's a warning to you. Don't over apply the ink. Then the other thing I've been experimenting with is actually applying stamped images directly to the jelly plate before taking an imprint. Okay, so that's super fun. Right, I've done lots of green and yellow this morning, so I'm in the mood for doing something else. What about some... Oh, I've not done any Blackberry Bliss yet. That might be a bit fun to do. And I'm wondering, what about a bit of pumpkin pie as the main colour to start off with? So you ink up your brayer and you lay that on with a few quick swifts. It does make a swiffing sound. Technical word, swiff. Actually, I think the word swiff is real, isn't it? Someone check on a dictionary for me. Okay, so this is now Blackberry Bliss, and I'm just going to ink the edge of my brayer there. And apply the ink. And I've deliberately put a white sheet of paper underneath so that I can kind of see what I'm doing. Now the danger is that if you go over and over too much, you actually end up taking off the ink. So you do have to be careful to kind of... Oh dear, gone too far. Know when to stop. Oh well. I think I'll just try and put some more orange back on there. Anyway, it's all a bit fun. Bit of an experiment. Let's get some of that orange back. There we go. Put some orange back on. And then stop. That's the key thing, just to stop before it goes too far. Anyway, we're enjoying the imperfections, aren't we? That's the whole point of this process. So, right, let me get some of. Let me see what your comments are. Welcome everybody. Good morning, and thank you for joining. I know I don't usually come on this time of day, but I was playing at my desk and thought you guys would like to just join me. It might be a little bit more of a informal video, this, but I know that some of you really do enjoy watching the process. So I have here, I'm going to try and use just Stampin' Up stamps today. Very Versailles. And this lovely big leafy image. And I'm going to be a good girl, I'm going to attach it to a block. And ink that up with the Blackberry Bliss. And I was watching... I found out her name. It's Tracy from Lavinia Stamps. And she was doing this where she just applies an image. Now you don't actually have to push down very hard at all. It's just kind of place it on and then move it and go again. So you don't push down too hard. There we go. And so I'm just having a think. What do I want? Anything else on there? Oh, maybe might do just a few of these little. Oh, I moved. Ah. Okay, you have to be very careful. You don't move when you're doing this. It kind of, yeah, moved a little bit, but oh well, never mind. It's done. Okay, I'm just going to get a piece of card now. Place that over the top. Get my clean brayer. Oh, it was. I thought it was clean. Never mind. It's going to be clean after this. Oh wow. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now I've got that image. I want to add more to this now. So for me that looks like, you know, when you stamped in the background a few times, it's the look, you know, going away from you. It's the images in the background as opposed to the foreground. So it means now that you can then go back in and stamp some bolder images, and they're really going to show up because this is like full strength. I can see this gel plate working well with the Stamparatus. Yet Martina mentioned that she uses hers in the Stamparatus type. She hasn't got the Stamparatus, but she's got a stamp positioning tool that's similar. Okay, and I'm thinking, what about some nice bold leaves? Where's Healing Hugs? There's some nice bold leaves in that, isn't there? This lovely leaf here. Oh, good morning, Carol. This was only 8, Julie saying. I bought an oval one, but the plastic... plastic is stuck. Oh, well they should take it back because it's faulty, Julie. Ah, now this is not as bold as I thought it was. I keep forgetting with these distinctive stamps, they're not as strong. Ruth, learn your lesson. Right, let's go for something else. Have you Googled it, Julie, to see how you can... Maybe it will come off, I don't know. Will the heat affect it? Oh, hi, Carol. You were just catching up with the other video. Well, I'm glad you got the notification that I was live then. I do wonder sometimes. The background looks like, almost looks like an old photograph or something. I almost actually quite like the imperfections of having, there's obviously little fibres that have settled on the jelly plate I need to clean off, but I actually quite like it. Super duper fun. Right. What focal image? Could we go for something? Oh, what about a butterfly? I think we need something to be flying around. Yeah, I think whatever region you are, I mean, in the UK we've got John next door who made this one, and then if you're in the States, I'm sure there's a company that would have make slightly cheaper ones. But if you can afford it, I would probably guess that the official jelly plate make is a good one. So you may as well go for that if you can afford it. Right, I think I'm going to stop there and cut it up and see what it looks like. Actually, I quite like how it goes quite pale at the top there. So I'm going to keep that and cut that section off the bottom. Well, I think this is the fastest I've made a card in a long time. We're only 12 minutes in. I was thinking it'd be nice to put this through the embossing folder. One of those lovely new ones. Oh, I'm just getting a sponge. Now I do this sometimes when I've got ink on a stamp that needs cleaning. I get my sponge and just mop it up rather than going directly to my ink pad so that it uses it up a bit. I've just realised this is a makeup sponge, not a... it's the wrong texture. Right, that will need a wash. I'll do this one. Just trying to make it darker around the edges. Oh, have I just got ink? Oh, just managed to get transfer ink onto there. Silly me. You know what, I'm just going to have to distress the whole lot now so that it all fits in. The other one I'll leave plain on the top. Now the other idea I had was to drip water. I've just got a cup of water just behind me there, and I'm just going to drop some ink splats on this and just leave that then for a few minutes and come back to that. Now this one I'll try not to get ink on it. No, I'm going to protect it. I'm going to disguise this little white strip down here, so I'm just going to put some ink there. Hi Liz. Hi Michelle. There we go. Hi Christine. I haven't said hello to everybody yet. Hi Deborah. Oops. Hi Tracy, nice to see you. Who's from Rochdale? Welcome everybody. Just reading some of your comments. Oh, we've got the Australians joining us because it's hopefully not too late for you guys. Right, I'm just bring this back in, waiting for the water to work. Slightly large drops there, so I think I might just get a tissue and mop up some of those. That's my little toothbrush from yesterday. You know, that fantastic tool, the toothbrush. Just dip that in some water. Take off the excess. Just do some little. Now this is literally water that I'm splatting on. Might have another go at that and not be a bit more liberal with the water. Oh, that's better. Just let that water work for a second. You see those little drips on there? Okay. It almost looks like it's a very old photograph and it's been damaged or something. But in a really cool way, very like distressed vintagey way. You know how that's quite trendy sometimes, that whole distressed look. Wendy March will be having kittens. She doesn't really like the distressed look, but never mind. So welcome if you're joining me for the first time on a live. You're very welcome. First time at the channel as well, if it is. Oh, I'm talking backwards. If it's the first time on my channel, welcome. Do you ever do that, where you have a thought, then you have the conclusion to that thought, and then you say that bit first without explaining the first bit? Please tell me it's not just me. Right. Kerry's watching on the big screen. There we go. Hey, Bobby. Right, should we have another go? So out of that first orange and purpley one, that's our results. Oh, shall we put a little bit of, I know what, I'm going to put a little bit of, actually, should we try it with the orange? Shall we see what happens? I'm just going to put a little bit of this down. Just a tiny bit. Oops. How cool is that? I like that. Hi, Marcy from Florida. Thanks, Deborah. And was it Wendy? You said the same as well. thanks, Martina. Let me just show your comment. Yeah, it's lovely with the writing. And if you want to add extra sprinkles and speckles, I'm sure you can do that. But anyway, let's move on. Let's do another. Right, what other colour combination can we go for? So this was the pumpkin pie with blackberry bliss, and the pumpkin pie doesn't come out as saturated as I thought it would. So I suppose that's just the process of using the gel plate, isn't it? It's just very different. So, right, colour suggestions, please. Answers on a postcard. Do you remember that phrase? It used to get used a lot, didn't it? Answers on a postcard. Now, am I meant to clean this before reusing it, do you think? Yes, probably a good idea. Blues, has somebody. Saffron. Okay. Right. Well, I've got what have I got on my. I've got Daffodil Delight on my. I think I'll go with Daffodil because I think it needs a slightly more saturated colour than the saffron. Just make sure this is cleaned off. Okay, clean. Yeah, I've done a lot of granny apple green this morning and yellows actually. So there's my yellows and greens from this morning's play. So I'd like to just try something a bit different for me. Let's just get some yellow on. Now I'm having to resist not putting too much on because even though I can't really see it, I know it's there. Oh, let's go Pacific Point. Oh yes, Coastal Cabana, that would be nice. I could do some stamping in Coastal Cabana. So I'm just trying to clean off my brayer a little bit. Right, so let's do some stamping. Got this fun daisy here. Now the reason I'm wiping off after I've stamped is because the colour that's already on there is transferring onto the stamp, so it's then mixing with the Coastal Cabana and becoming yellowy blue. So I don't really want to contaminate my ink pad by putting yellow on it, and I want a full saturation of the Coastal Cabana. So. Okay, so I've got the lovely fern from Daisy Lane. Thought it might be nice to have a few of those. Good morning, Christine. Now, do we add some other bits of splatterage to this? No, I'm not going to, because it might interfere with the leaves and the flowers. Ah! Oh well, it's on. Nothing I can do about it. Just have to trim it down. Okay, so I obviously didn't blend that down far enough. Doesn't matter, we can still play with this. So I'm going to bring back my nice great big leaf. So this is full saturation Pacific point. It does look a bit like a beach scene, doesn't it? Yeah. I like this leaf because it works as a like hanging down one, and it works as a growing up type one as well. Right, there we go. Then we can come back in with this daisy and do a stronger image now. Oh, sorry to hear that, Marcel. The internet's not working so well in Australia for some reason. Right. Well, I'm going to bring the words back in from Very Versailles. So I'm mainly using Daisy Lane and Very Versailles this morning. Oh, that was a test of the trimmer. Cut through 2 sheets of the thicker cardstock. Hiya, Bev. You might just have to buy one of these, would you? Do you? Well, that was me thinking I was the last person on the planet to buy one of these. I've seen them around. And I'd been resisting the urge to get one. That's better. That just draws the eye in a little bit more, doesn't it? And it helps to soften. I was a bit regretful of that line going through there, but I think softening the edge just helps to not make that line so obvious. You had no clue what they were. Yeah, so there's a company called MEDIAPLATE that make them, and then there's other companies who've come up with their own. So this is the John Next Door MEDIAPLATE that I'm using. Now there's no reason that you could then, if you wanted to, is maybe cut out a butterfly and stick that on. You know, you can have some 3D. This is, I mean, some people just love this sort of thing as a card anyway. It's just beautiful. And then, you know, you can still add words and various other things as you need to. But I wouldn't mind receiving one of these. They're very pretty. So shall we have a little go at splattering onto one of them? So if I get my toothbrush, just dip it in the water, and I've just sort of patted it off at the side. And then just put some drips of water down, give it a moment to soak in. Bev, I'm not actually. I'm using the cardstock that Tracy from Lavinia Stamps uses. It's called the Nefarious card. Multivarious, not nefarious. Multivarious. Because I wanted to see how it compared with our thick cardstock. And although it's thicker, I would say that the quality is pretty much similar. Because I wanted to know whether or not I had to use her card to come out with her fabulous results. And I had a go using ours last night, and I would say that the results are equal, if not better, with our cardstock. So you'd never heard of them until what had you not heard of? You mean jelly plates, Deborah? Right, there we go. So you see how we've got these lovely sort of whited out areas now, because our inks do react a little bit like the Tim Holtz water-based ones, so that once you apply water, it will start to disperse any ink that's already on the card. So and I do want some of those bigger drops on there. Oh, there we go. There's quite a few there. If you mix Tombow glue with water, then splatter, you can sprinkle embossing powder over and have metallic droplets. Oh, that sounds fabulous. So I'm just giving it a moment for the water to do its work. Oh, that's good, Monica. Right, so now I'm going to go back in, soak up the water. Now, the reason I'm doing it just on one is so that you've got an option. Well, you can see the results and you can decide which one you prefer. Because I know not everybody likes this sort of thing. So I think I prefer the water droplets down by the darker sections. Just move that out of the way, don't want to get it on there. Oh, that's a bit of a big one. Oh, that was a bit big as well. I might just soak that up quickly. Ooh. wanted smaller droplets. There we go. Love, love, love the water droplets, says Deborah. Ooh, right, how about putting a couple of these through the embossing folder? So we've got the fabulous subtle embossing folder, which is this one here. And we have that newer one, the Tasteful Textile, this one. So let's do one of each with the sort of like less distressed one, I think. It looks like snowfall. Yes, it does. Yes, I have used that technique on a snowy scene a long time ago. Keep chatting amongst yourselves when I do this. Just get the right plate to use. Oops. Oh, no, not right plate. Wrong plate. Right, that's one. Grab that one. Stick that one through. Right, so let's show you. Oh, that's lovely. It's very subtle. I mean, it is called subtle, but it's a very subtle kind of, it's given it just a very, very subtle, makes it look like it's canvas. Yes, I have a big shot. Oh, I like that one. I think I prefer that one because it's a bit more obvious. Yeah. There we go. You can see all the... Where can you buy it? At what, a big shop? Various craft outlets sell the big shots. Stampin' Up! Are very soon about to sell their own. So if you don't mind waiting a month or so, you'll be able to buy Stampin' Up! New one. Wow, I think you're... Hi Ruth, wow, I think you're live. Yes, I am live. But for people who are watching the replay, the way you will know that I'm not live is because in the top corner, well, it's the top corner for me. What is it for you guys? Oops, hold on. Bear with. Just trying to figure out. It's the bottom corner. Is it the bottom corner? How do you know that I'm live? So if you can see me on your feed, if it's got the red rectangle there with the word live, that means I'm live. And generally what I try and do is I change the red dot to a heart when I'm not live anymore so that you guys know. And if I mention your name when you say hi, that usually means I'm live as well. Bottom left on yours. Oh, you meant I'm here a lot. Yeah, it's because I can't stop playing with this jelly plate thing. Yeah, mixed media plate. Okay, I want to do one more colour scheme and then I'm going to go. Because I'm sure I've got better things to do. Not. This is so good, such good fun. Oh, right. I am going to try and give this a little bit of a clean. You shouldn't be here either. I know, but the thing is, you guys can just prop me up, you know, while you do whatever you need to do and have me on in the background, whereas I'm having all the fun. Not all the fun, but you know what I mean. Right, I need another scrap piece of paper. Where's my... I have a supply of scrap paper that I'm using. There we go. That's a bit cleaner, isn't it, that one? That's the one I used this morning. Yes, the gel plate is made by various companies, so I would suggest that you just Google it for your region. It's pointless if you're in Australia buying it from Europe, and it's pointless if you're in Germany buying it from the UK when you can buy it in Germany. So I'm not going to sort of specifically tell you any vendors because I don't know them. The only vendor I know is the one that I got it from. So, yeah. Oh, Deborah's having a chill before she goes to sleep. Good. Right, I fancy some old olive. Now, I know that if I put green and purple together, the middle bit will go murky, but I'm going to risk it. Okay. Now this time I actually want to experiment by putting some of the words directly onto the plate. Now the only thing about that is that when they print they will be backwards, but because this is sort of a very scripty style, hopefully it won't matter too much. It's more of a texture. So we'll try this. If it doesn't work, you'll know it doesn't work. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not cleaning. Right, well, I'm cleaning the odd stamp. Oh, now this one, this is from Very Versailles. This one might be quite a fun one to use. There's a bit of texture. So I've got old olive here. So I'm using the same colours I've used to put my blending that I'm stamping, but of course it's slightly more saturated. Okay. I think we'll take a print of that and then we can get playing. Well, I've been playing already, but... Who's going? Oh, Heather. Okay, Heather, take care. Now, I don't know if it makes much difference how many times you push and do this. I don't know if you can overdo it, but I'm presuming that it's worth spending the time to allow the ink to really transfer and be absorbed by the cardstock. Because really you want all that ink that you put on the plate to then transfer. There we go. Oh no, Bev, you can wait. If I waited about 4 years before buying one, so you don't have to get one straight away. Now, do I risk? I know I said that this one's a tricky one to stamp on. Not sure, not sure. What about in a dark purple? Let's see what other flowers I've got. Oh, the tulip. I wonder if that would be saturated enough. Martina asked me to do the tulip last night and I completely forgot. Okay, so I used Highland Heather, so I'm going to go a shade darker with Gorgeous Grunge. Gorgeous Grunge. Gorgeous Grape. Oh, that was a bit of a flashback to an old stamp. Who remembers Gorgeous Grunge? So I'm really trying to ink that properly. Actually, I'm just going to grab my mat, my stamping mat. These are back available, guys, these mats. Sorry, I know you can't see it, it's under there, the grey mats. Fabulous if you're using photopolymer stamps, just to give that little bit of extra push. Oh, we can do that whole split card technique, which is basically like one of my one sheet wonders, but it's where you do the design up the middle and then you cut it up. Well, cut it up the middle. Right, there we go. So that's one of the little purple ones. Sorry, I don't mean that at all. The large purple tulip, not the little one. Now, I rarely use the stems, but I have been inspired recently by flower arrangers and a new style of flower arranging that, to me, it's probably been around for ages, but it's called Bespo. It's just basically another way of pronouncing bespoke. Bespo. Where you almost try and make the arrangement look like you've just picked a bunch of flowers and that you've hardly arranged them at all. But in fact, it takes quite a bit of thought to arrange them. And it's kind of the look where you have some flowers at different levels of your arrangement. So you see how I've kind of got this one, there's a couple of them sticking out a little bit more. Oh, I've missed, oh, never mind. Slightly wrong angle. But yeah. Now this one, I'm trying to think, how am I going to curve? I want that to curve the other direction, but I might just have to accept that it's not going to do that. I'll grab the other one, see if I can make it do it. Yeah, I might be able to do that. So the great thing about these thinner images, these photopolymer images, is that you can slightly bend them and you make them do what you want them to do. So I'm just sort of looking at the image and thinking, where do I want it to go? So I'm going to clean off that section there And then I want it to come up to that point there, so I'm just going to clean that bit off as well. Oh, oops. Perhaps should have gone a bit higher, but never mind. Just going to try and fix my little boo-boo at the top there. What I'll do is I'll just ink up that, I'm just inking up that top section there to see if I can fix it. Oh, there we go. That's not too bad. Actually, I might do that with here as well, because it's meant to look like it's got the calyx there. So. Right, I'm wondering now whether to go in with the old olive and put some leaves in. So where's my favourite slug? Oh, this stamp freaks me out until I actually stamp with it, and then I'm okay. Where's the old olive gone? Got too many ink pads on my desk right now. Hi, Suzanne. You've got me live, Ivy. Yes. Okay, so this is old olive. Actually, I don't know if I do like that one. See, Wendy understands. It does look like a slug, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what I meant, Christine, that once I've stamped it, I don't think it looks like a slug so much, because I've stamped it in green. Whereas if I'd stamped it in black with an orange splatter, I'd be like... Oh, this last week or so, I've been doing some gardening and moving. We bought, years and years ago, who remembers who lives in Welshport? There used to be the wood fair once a year on Powys Castle Estates. Powys Castle Field, show field. And years and years and years ago, we bought these carved mushrooms. And at the time, like, we had maybe 2 kids. And it was great because they could kind of like use them as a seat. So we've kept them. I think one's probably disintegrated in the time. We've got 2. And one of them was down by the trampoline, which we were dismantling last weekend. And they used the mushroom to stand on to get into the trampoline. And I went to move it, so I picked up by the rim of the mushroom, and as soon as I touched it, I was like, I touched a massive, juicy slug. It's disgusting. Ugh. Never mind. Right, I'm going to cut this down. Yeah, I missed that festival. It used to be quite nice, didn't it, Liz? Real nice local festival. Okay, now I'm looking at this thinking, oh, I don't like that. It just looks like you've got the tulip butt there, so you need a few more something. So I don't know, maybe a bit of this leaf. Get the old olive back. Oh, you think, oh, the stamped in green, they look like slugs. Oh, okay. We don't tend to have green slugs. We have black ones and brown ones and... Yeah, it was just so lovely to see things made out of wood, wasn't it? Oh, Dave likes making things out of wood. Ah, okay. Okay, now, you see over here, you might look at that and go, oh, it looks unfinished, but I actually quite like it. I quite like that it's, yeah, I quite like it. Right, now, one of these I think I'll put some splatters and sprinkles on just to see what happens. Oh, the recycling boxes, yes, they get them, don't they? So let's just do a bit of spraying and then a little bit of a few more. There we go. Give that a moment. Thank you, Kay. Wow, there's quite a few of you watching for this time of day. Thank you guys, welcome. So if you've never watched my channel before, please do go and check out my other videos. I've got various playlists of different topics. Mainly, if not all, using Stampin' Up products, of which I'm an independent demonstrator for the company. And I can sell you. And I overdid it. Look, I overdid it with the water there. Oh dear. Right, I think we'll just wait for that to dry and then I might re-stamp that section. Because it looks a bit messy there now, doesn't it? Yes, I remember you telling me about that, Martina. You have slugs that kill the other slugs. It's like a killer slug. Yeah, this looks like the edge of like a film strip. I really like that. I don't really want to play with this too much. I might put it through the embossing folder though. I think that would be quite fun. You need a chicken then. Have a chicken to kill the slugs. If you have any questions, because I just remembered someone asked me about the Big Shot. If you've got questions you'd like to ask me privately, please do email me at ruthtrice@gmail.com or message me via Messenger, or you can even message me via Instagram. Also, if you do like this style and you want to be able to kind of remember where you saw the tutorial, please do save to Pinterest, or if you like by hitting the thumbs up button, it will add it automatically to your liked videos list, so you'll be able to scroll back and find me. Also, if you subscribe, it means that I'll be on your subscription list, and again you'll be able to find my videos. So you do have to sign into Google though. So the way to know that if you're signed into Google is in the top right hand corner. If there's a little image that you've placed there, or if it's got a letter or something, it usually means that you're signed in. But if you tap on that image, it will say whether you're signed into Google or not. Right, so I really like that texture. Now I'm just waiting for this to dry. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. It's a bit of a hot mess down there at the moment. Do you think I should just leave it, or do you think I should try fixing it? Tricky. Don't know if I'm going to be able to might be able to stamp again over the top of that. I think I might just take the risk, because at the moment I don't like it. Leave it and put a greeting over it. Yeah, see, I wouldn't normally put a greeting that far down. I mean, I could... Maybe I could. Mind if I trimmed it? This won't work. There's something about this jelly stuff that holds the ink very nicely and then lets it go again. So that's what I quite like about it. Just got a scrap of white. Yes, you do get the reverse of the image though, because it's in effect a monoprint. So. Yeah, it's a nice sentiment, isn't it? And it kind of is a bit of a catch-all one, really. Right, let's trim this down. I'll take that down to 10. Oh yes, could do that. Okay, yeah. Or I could use some of the new glittery stuff. Stick that underneath. So this product is going to be available from the 4th of August. The reason I have it already is because I'm a demonstrator and we get to order things a month ahead of time so that we can demonstrate it to you guys. But if you're not planning, if you'd like to save money on your supplies and just be in with all the knowledge, then you can become a demonstrator. You don't have to necessarily be planning to sell the products. You can just be buying it for your own stash and have the discount for yourself. So take care, Christine. You're in Welshpool later, are you? Okay. Yes, you could stamp some tulips and punch them out. Did I already say yes to that? Oh yes, Liz wanted a share of this ribbon. Yeah, let me know if anyone wants to have a share of this, rather than having a big reel of it, because there's 9 meters of it. So. Also, I've got an order going in at the end of the month, so if you're local to me and you want anything, please let me know. If you're not so local, you can place an order, but please do use my host code. That means I'm able to send you a voucher. If you're going to spend more than £150 though, don't use the host code and claim your freebie straight away from Stampin' Up. You'll still get a thank you card from me though, for shopping with me. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Yeah, I like doing it that way because it makes the sentiment a little bit more usable, because when it's in a great big long line, you don't, yeah, it's not as usable. Anyway, there we go. We've covered up that bit of a mess in the corner now. Where's the other one gone? And as I said, I quite like that sort of almost slightly distressed look on the side there. So I'm going to cut off this side. Hello.
Hello.
What are you up to?
I'm seeing when's lunch.
Yeah. Well, when are you going to make it?
Never. You can make it.
I can make it, can I?
Yeah.
So I'm playing with my new gel plate to do these really cool prints.
Cool.
Look at these.
They're nice.
Right, there we go, guys. So,
Can I see?
yeah, I'm just trying to tidy up a bit. I've just got so much stuff piled up here.
I like these blue ones. I like this one.
Let me just move that out of the way. Oh, and that one. Don't move that.
I like this one. Hello, everybody.
Won't you lose out if the host code is not applied with an order? No. Won't you lose out if the host code is not applied with an order over? No, I don't lose out, Martina. No, I still get the. You still have to make sure you're shopping with me, though. That's a really good point. So since Stampin' Up have updated their websites, where people have saved their favourite demonstrator and have been shopping with them, the new website hasn't saved that fact. So when you shop with me, you need to make sure that you have chosen Ruth Trice as your demonstrator, and make sure that you can see my name in the top, I think it's top left. So when you go to stampinup.de, stampinup.uk, stampinup. So France, Germany, Austria,
Hello, everyone.
Holland.
You were saying hi now.
I know, they're saying hi to you.
Hello.
So you need to make sure that my name is in the top if you want to shop with me. Now, if you don't normally shop with me and you have clicked on a link from my website, it might be that the website as it stands currently where you are at, it will think that it wants to shop with me. So if you normally have another demonstrator as your demonstrator, please make sure you've logged back into them. Or it works both ways, you see. So we've heard stories where people have shopped with people by accidentally with the wrong person. It's just the last few months has been a little bit of an interesting transition. So please do bear that in mind and make sure you're shopping with the correct person. Right, so which was the first one? That one.
I like the blue one.
You like the blue one, do you? Right, so this was the first one we tried. So this was with pumpkin pie and blackberry bliss. You want the hostess code, okay? Bear with. May, can you go to artfulstampin.co.uk, please? Right, so pumpkin pie and blackberry bliss. Those were the main colours that I used. Actually, they were all the colours I used. And you get this kind of lovely slightly faded version when you use it on the media plate. And so we brayered it on. I put a little bit of imagery in the background. I put those little stars and some of those vines from Very Versailles. And then once I'd taken the print, I then re-stamped to make darker leaves and added some more leaves from the fabulous, what's it called? All Things Fabulous leaves, and then the butterflies from Butterfly Wishes, and then added some more sponging and did some water dropleting just to make it look a bit more vintage. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, Martina, because the new website has remembered you. So we know we had all those problems before. It was because the new website didn't register. It sort of almost forgot you, if that makes sense, because it was a brand new website, because the information had never been inputted in the new website. So it's all sorted now. Right, so I need the host code. So you need to look at it. So I'm getting my daughter just to help me out here.
Mum, you can't show it.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's alright to show it. I need to show the...
Not allowed.
Of course I can show my own website.
Is that your website?
Yes, it is my
Is
website.
it Stampin' Up website?
No.
Oh, I never knew. I never knew you had a website.
You never knew I had a website.
No.
Host code, there we go. July's host code is that there. So if you go to artfulstampin.co.uk, it's probably easier for you to do that actually. On the right hand side it says host code and then QEGA46A3. That's this month's, but it will change in August. Right, there we go. Thank you,
Yeah, I
May.
think the blue one's pretty too.
Right, so the blue one, we did Daffodil Delight with some Pacific Point.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, she's gone. So then went over with some stamping. So I did stamp some Coastal Cabana in the background with the daisy, which was very faint, but lovely. And then added more. So again, I had some of the leaves as well were stamped in the background. And then it just means that whatever you stamp on the media plate that transfers onto your cardstock is like a fainter version, which is quite nice. And then finally, we did the split card technique where you do a design up through the middle and then you can cut it in half. And then we've got this lovely tulips. And then this time I tried stamping the words on the background before transferring it. So of course the words are back to the front, but never mind. So that's 5, 6. Oh, I don't even know which way around this one went now. I think it was like that. I know what, I'll do the texture ones at the top. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Needs a swan. That's a good idea. What, the blue one? Yeah. Liz says, I love the butterflies, but love the colours of the blue one. Ah, okay. Do you want me to add a butterfly, Liz? Shall I add a butterfly to that one? It might need a clean. I think there. Take care, Janice. Sleep well. All the Australians are off to bed now. Dream of butterflies. There we go. Now I'm not going to try stamping on that one because that's got the texture on it. So see, that one might look nice with a butterfly. Should I do a gorgeous grape butterfly on that one? Excuse me. The picture's fuzzy. Yeah, it's you, Martina. Do I need to make it in focus though? There we go. Is that better? Right, there we go. Thank you so much for joining me, guys, and it was so much fun just to play with just another way of getting ink onto your card, which is basically, you know, what we do here at Artful Stampin' with Ruth, and using Stampin' Up products, inks and stamps, but combining it with a media plate just to get a slightly different look and feel. So you made 11 cards yesterday. Wow, well done. Right, I think I will do a draw for this one. So if you, after I've gone off, if you put a comment in the comment section, I will do a draw for one of these. Just tell me which one you like. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you just put a comment in the comment section, which one is your favourite, and then I'll do a draw for that one. Liz, I've got your card here that you won the other day, actually. So there we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you, Judy. I'm incredible. Thank you. It's good to hear those words of affirmation from time to time. You guys are all amazing too. You're all loved and valued. So, request for 10. 10? Oh, you've had a request for 10. Oh, I see. Got you. Oh, gosh, that's my tummy going. I'm going to go for lunch as well. Right, lots of love. Bye.